Real cute girl. Was. Well, she still is. All you gotta do is go over there and take off your pants. Nice talk, real nice talk. I get the top copy. Hello, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by. This time I'm coming at you to review the Blu-ray of Friday the 13th. The final chapter from the recently released deluxe edition box set from Scream/Shout Factory. Finally, got Friday the 13th final chapter on Blu-ray with an amazing new 4K scan, and for the very first time on Blu-ray in North America anyway, original mono audio. So unlike some of the first movies like 1 and 2, well maybe 1, if you watch my review of the Blu-ray of 1 from this collection, you'll know that I'm not exactly sure if I'll be using the new version going forward exclusively to watch the movie, because I like the first Blu-ray as well. But I can pretty much definitively say that this is going to be, moving forward, the go-to disc to watch Final Chapter in, probably pretty much exclusively because, in my opinion, this movie just looks so much better in this release than it did in the initial Blu-ray release, and also with the inclusion of the original mono. This is just the ultimate Blu-ray release of Final Chapter for me. I think the only thing that's new to this particular release is a new 4K scan from the original camera negative, and then of course newly restored original mono. I don't think there's any additional commentaries or special features that are exclusive to this release, but just having the new 4K scan and the restored original mono audio is just a huge thing for me, of course. This being my second favorite Friday the 13th film following the first one. It was always a bummer because, you know, the first 3 movies were released on Blu-ray separately and by Paramount in '09, I think, and those all had original mono options or audio options to listen to. And, you know, obviously Final Chapter and the rest of them didn't come out on Blu-ray until the Warner Brothers Tin collection, and those didn't have the option, at least in North America, to listen to original mono or original stereo. So you're pretty much stuck with the 5.1 remixes even if you didn't want them. So it's really nice to finally have the original mono option, and I gotta say, video-wise, the image looks so much better. I want to say that, I don't know, this might be, out of the first 4 movies, the first 4 movies are the only ones of this collection to get new 4K scans. I want to say that this one, in my opinion, probably is the biggest, biggest improvement from the original Blu-ray. It just looks, just more noticeably better than the first movie and the second movie. The scan of this, the new scan of Final Chapter, is just like, oh my god. So it's just absolutely amazing, and to finally be able to have the original mono. I mean, some of you guys might be like, Jesus Christ, what is your big deal with original mono? When we grew up with the movie in the 80s and the 90s, and you heard certain things, it's just embedded in your brain, and then when they change it, even though, you know, the 5.1 didn't change things that much, and, you know, Final Chapter was, with the 5.1, was live-withable, but it's just really cool to have the things that were changed for the 5.1, being a huge fan of this movie, that I could notice, you know, having them be, you know, now with the original mono being back to how it originally was in the 80s, in the 90s, and even before, you know, even the first decade of the first decade of, you know, 21st century, of course, before it was 5.1 in '09 for the, you know, the DVD releases, and the Blu-ray wouldn't, of course, come out until 2012 with the tin. But I can definitely say, like, the other movies, I mean, you could pretty much, they almost don't need to be upgraded. Like those, you know, 1 through 3, with the exception of, you know, the Blu-ray actual 3D version of Part 3, like those movies, they don't, you know, you could almost live with the original Blu-rays. But this one, for me, I don't know if it's just in my mind or what, but when I first looked at the, you know, this movie on this new 4K scan, I was just like, holy Toledo, that looks great. And then with original mono, it's just such a great all-around frickin' package, this disc. So as you guys have already seen, you've got the classic home video artwork. I don't know if this artwork was ever featured on any theatrical posters or not, but regardless, you've got the original home video cover that we're all familiar with in North America, which is of course the cover I'm going to use. Here's the back of it's just so ridiculous, that still of him playing the games with that dumb mask on, and that they even with this release that they have to use that is kind of just almost a joke. And then of course that cool shot of Jason coming through the window to attack Tommy. Opening up the case here, it's just like with the other discs in this awesome collection. We've got original, classic artwork on the disc itself. Gotta love it. So with the first 5 of the movies in this particular collection, you have the reversible cover art option. You've got the option for this cover art for Final Chapter, or this cover art. In owning the theatrical posters for the first 6 movies, I can confirm that this is the original theatrical poster from North America. And unlike the one for Part 2, I actually kind of like this and almost wouldn't, it actually looks kind of nice. So I wouldn't even have a problem with, having this cover, using this cover on my particular release. It's kind of cool with that little slogan there from the trailer, and also obviously on the poster and stuff, and just the way it's laid out. I think it's just kind of cool and classic. And then of course a shot of Trish and Pretty Boy there in the shower. Drop my bar of soap, old buddy. Look, you ain't in here with me, old pal. Ho ho ho. So very, very excited to own this release. Definitely, in my opinion, the definitive home video version of Friday the 13th, the Final Chapter. The image is amazing, original mono audio restored. Definitely the go-to release for this movie. Probably never be using the original Blu-ray release anymore. This is the release, in my opinion, to watch for Final Chapter. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, we'll catch you on the next video. Oh, she still is. All you gotta do is go over there and take off your pants. Hello! Oh, she still is. All you gotta do is go over there and take off your pants. Nice talk. Real nice talk. I get the top coffee shit.